Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Super excited to be with you guys. Always excited to be with you, but in particular today with some really cool stuff we have launching. Give me 1 second here. Am I coming through clear to everybody? It's looking kind of blurry on my end. I'll see if I can fix that here. If it is, let me know down in the comments that you're here, where you're calling in from. We got to go through the regular rigmarole. Make sure we give everybody a chance here to join on. See, yes, coming in good. Awesome. Thanks, Kimian. Hey, Valerie. Awesome. Thanks again, everybody, for joining. Sounds good. A bit blurry. Let me see if I can fix that here real fast here before we get started. If not, I mean, really, it's not me that you're wanting to look at. It's going to be my screen that you're wanting to look at. So there's only so much that I can do with what's on this end of the screen, but that looks a bit better here. So cool stuff. Let's see. We've got Lucia from Spokane. Hey, Murray. Good to see you. Victoria, Canada. Hi from Iowa, getting close to my neck of the woods there. Got Mike from Texas. Awesome. Thanks for joining, everybody. We've got Denmark, Maryland. Very cool. So, as you guys all know, really exciting stuff to bring out to you guys that I think is really going to revolutionize the way you're able to create not only your standard print on demand listings, but in particular, personalized print on demand listings. I think it's going to help both scenarios a lot. Biggest benefit is going to be personalized listings, but still a huge benefit, I think, with non-personalized listings as well. So, as some of you guys know, the kind of the whole goal with Anywhere POD is to automate as much as we can and make not only the ordering process, but the listing process and all of the steps that you have to do in between as easy as possible. So I'm kind of one that I hate whenever I run into a situation where there's multiple steps that I have to repeat every single time I go to do something. I get frustrated. I don't like it. So those are the things that we're trying to cut out. So that's the whole reason why we created mockup templates in Anywhere POD, because it's a pain when you have to go through all the steps to create your own custom mockups all the time. Same reason why we have the ability to combine variants and do artwork and group listings is because it's a pain every time you want to do that to have to copy and paste SKUs. So we're trying to cut out as much of that kind of extra work that you have to do over and over as possible. And we're continuing to look for ways to be able to innovate on that. And I think what we've found here is, at least for the majority of people, is really going to cut that down a lot, in particular for those that are using Canva. So as you guys know now, when you create a print-on-demand product, the first thing you have to do is go to Anywhere POD or whatever you're using, find out what the dimensions are for that particular product, then take those dimensions, go over into Canva and remember those dimensions and punch them in and start a new design. And then you design your whole design in Canva. If you're not doing personalization, you cut out a few steps, but you still have to download at the right dimensions. Make sure that if you're doing something that's a large format, like a blanket, that you're selecting whether it's 2x or 3x and making sure you get that right. Got to download that to your computer. Then you got to go over to Anywhere POD or whatever supplier you're using and upload that PNG file and create your product. Gets even more complicated if you're doing personalization, because with personalization, now I've designed all of that in Canva, but now what I have to do is remove those personalization layers from Canva, download the PNG, upload it to Anywhere POD, and then add back in each one of those personalization layers that I already did once in Canva. I got to do it again now in Anywhere POD and kind of repeat that step and repeat that process. So virtually everything that I just listed, instead of having to do all of that twice, what if you only had to do that once? What if I could create a design in Canva, and then if it's not personalized, I wanted to pull that over into Anywhere POD. What if I just had one button I could click in Anywhere POD that's going to bring over that PNG file? Would that be cool? Would that be something that would be beneficial to you guys? Let me know in the comments. Is that something that you think would save time, not having to download that file, make sure it's in the right dimensions, go back to AnywherePOD, upload it. I'm seeing yes, yes, oh yes, awesome, cool. Come on, we need some more comments here. I know I've got more. There we go. That would be all right. You know what? I agree. That would be all right. That would be all right. Yes, definitely, for sure. Cool. So, what if we took it a step further? What if when you design a personalized product and you build that design in Canva, what if instead of having to pull it over as a PNG and remove the personalization layers and add the personalization layers back in, what if instead you had the option in Anywhere POD to click one button and it automatically pulls in all of the personalization layers, the entire design as you designed it in Canva, pulled that directly into Anywhere POD. So all you had to do is check the boxes that were personalized and then create the listing. How much time would that save you? Would that be even better? I'm seeing speed. Let's see here. That would be fantastic. Yippee. Um, we can discuss DPI. You don't need to worry so much about DPI. Nice import from Photoshop also that might be coming in the future. We're mainly talking Canva here. I got game changer. Wow. Lots. You officially rock. Cool. Revolutionary. Okay. So let's see what our options are now that we have. Let me pull up my screen here and we'll go through a few things here. If you guys can't tell, I'm super excited. So I'll try to slow down enough that you guys are able to keep up. There's quite a few different options that I want to be able to show you guys. So I want to make sure that I have time to get to it all as well. But super, super excited. So let me share my screen here. We'll go share screen. Okay, here we go. So we're here in Anywhere POD. So if now we're gonna come in here and design a product like we normally would with Anywhere POD, right? So we're gonna come up here to our product catalog, and let's say we're doing an ornament for Valentine's Day. So we'll come over to our ornaments here, and let's go to start designing. Now here you'll see right here at the top, I've already got my Canva account connected here. It's a simple one-click connection, and you're gonna authorize Anywhere POD access to your Canva account. And now we have this cool new feature here at the top that says add from Canva. So if I select add from Canva, you can see here I have all of my designs listed here that I have in Canva. The ones I've been working on most recently are going to be here at the top of the list for me. I can search through and filter this list if I want to. But in this case, we're going to go to one of these newer ones that we already have created here. So here, let me actually do this. Let me pull up this design in Canva here too, so you can see what we are looking at here. So here's a design that I have in Canva. You can see I've got everything lined out here, all set up with my couple layers of text personalization, a couple other static layers that I would have. So normally what we would have to do is remove both of these, download it as a PNG, and then re-upload to Anywhere POD. So in this case, let me jump back over here to Anywhere POD. You'll see I have two options here. If I'm not doing a personalized listing, or maybe I'm doing something a little more fancy in Canva, whatever the case is, I do still have this import PNG option. This is going to import that PNG directly from Canva. You have the option here to make it transparent or to leave it with a background. So we support both of those options. That's going to come in really handy, in particular when you're not doing a personalized listing, and can speed up that process quite a lot. But in this case, I've got a couple of personalized layers there. So what I'm going to do, instead of import PNG, I'm going to select import layers. And what this is doing now is pulling in the entire design from Canva, all of the objects, is turning it into an editable template, like as though I created that design originally in Anywhere POD. So if I come in here, you can see I've got all of my text layers and everything set up here in Anywhere POD. So all I have to do to launch this product now is I'm going to select my personalized field here. I'm going to mark it as personalized. I'm going to come to my year. I'm going to mark that as personalized, and it's all set. We're going to do a circle ornament here, create product, And just like that, we've pulled in not only the design, but we've pulled in all of the personalization fields as well directly from Canva and have that product created in just a matter of seconds without having to download and re-upload and get our shapes right and all that type of stuff. It was just all automatic for us. So what do you guys think? Is that cool? I still have more examples. I want to show you guys. I want to show you one that's not personalized. I had to jump to the biggest one first, right? Doing the personalization. I mean, that's like huge in my opinion. The amount of time that you're going to save for every listing is just absolutely crazy here. So I'm super super excited. Um, what about blankets? That's coming. I do have a demo for you on blankets. Um, I missed the announcement. Well, that's okay. We're not too far into it. We still have a bunch to show. This will be available on replay as well. So you can catch the replay here as well. Phil says, game changer, big time. Awesome. Geez Louise, mic drop. Excellent. Yes, I think this is, I can't say it enough. I mean, those that have been with Anywhere POD for a while has been joining us on our live streams every week, seeing some of the new features that we've released, over the past months and years. You guys will know I'm not one to overhype features, right? Like, I think there's a lot of stuff in the world now that tends to get overhyped. That it's the best XYZ ever and everything, and that's not usually the direction that I tend to go. So when I say I think this is really going to revolutionize the way that you guys create products, like that's not hyperbole. I really think this is going to be a huge game changer for you guys. Does it pull in all Canva fonts? So what it will do is if the same font exists in Anywhere POD, either that you have uploaded or one that already exists in Anywhere POD, it's going to go ahead and try to automatically match that font. If it can't match that font, it's going to set just kind of a default font, and you can go back in and change the font. So we're not able to pull in for licensing reasons, can't pull in every single font yet that is available on Canva. Eventually, I would love to be able to get there, but in the meantime, it will match based on the name. So as long as that matches up, then you should be good. But it is also still an editable template in Anywhere POD that gets imported. So if you need to make any additional changes like that, like there's going to be a few things here or there, like doing curve or arc text. It doesn't pull in that exact curve like it is in Canva. There's going to be some things like that that you'll still need to set in Anywhere POD, but it's still going to pull in all the text, the positioning, all that stuff correctly. And if you need to make any fine tune adjustments, you can do that in Anywhere POD without having to completely recreate everything. How does one link Canva to Anywhere POD? So I'll show that in just a minute. But if you saw that import Canva button that I clicked, if you're not connected yet, there's just going to be a connect button there, and you hit approve, and it's really that simple. We can start using it today. Yes, it is. I didn't launch it before the call because I wanted you guys to be able to pay attention while we're going over the call. So as soon as the call is over, we'll have it live and you guys will be able to start using it and playing with it. We'll work with a free Canva account as well, as long as you are only using free assets in Canva as well. If you add any pro assets, then it's not going to let that design be exported. Huge time saver, fonts, cool. I'm trying to see if we have any other questions here before I move on. Very cool. What about text effects? So some text effects will come over. Some of them you'll need to set to Anywhere POD. It kind of depends on the effect. We're going to try to improve that over time as well. For example, if you're using a more bold font, sometimes it will just match on the font name and you need to switch that to the more bold version in Anywhere POD. So it just is going to kind of depend on the situation. Is this available now? Not yet. We'll have it available soon. Just make sure there's not any other questions. So pro elements will, this person says, so no pro elements. What I just mentioned was in reference to having a free Canva account. So most people, I think, end up paying for Canva because you get all of the elements in Canva available to use in any of your designs. So as long as you're paying for a pro Canva account, it all pulls in. So this design here, I think these hearts that I have listed here, those were a pro element. They all pulled in. So everything pulls in, including your pro elements, as long as you have the pro added to it. So, okay, we'll have some more time for questions. I want to make sure we kind of get to our next example. So somebody was asking about a blanket. So let's look at a blanket example here real quick. Let me come back over to my designs. So here I am again in Canva. This might look familiar. I think we did this on a live stream a few weeks ago. You can see on this particular blanket, I've got a background color, got a little bit of kind of artwork here that comes in, text down here at the bottom, of course, that can be personalized. And then I have 9 photo upload options here. In this case, they're square. You could use a rounded frame, you know, where it has the rounded corners. Regardless, if you guys have seen any of our demos before, to be able to build this in AnywherePOD, what you have to do is download each one of these 9 images individually, so that you can add them to AnywherePOD, and they're set up to be the right size, and you have to reconfigure it all in AnywherePOD. Make sure to add, that you download it in the right size, so it's the square or the rounded corners or whatever the case may be. Again, all of that now is alleviated for you. So this import functionality works with the crop to shape tool that's available in AnywherePOD. So this is a good example of that. I have another one I'll show you doing the mom design that you see on acrylics all the time. Let me show you what this design looks like when we build this though. So let me jump back over here. So let's go to custom CAD here, and let's look at our blanket category. And we'll go to our 60 by 80. So one of the things at the start, before I import this, one of the things at the start that I mentioned that I find to be a real pain is when you go to do a large format product, such as a blanket, figuring out what you need to design it at in Canva can get to be a real pain because these dimensions here, so this particular one is 9,450 by 12,450. So I have to take this and figure out, okay, do I need to divide by 2 or do I need to divide by 3? And then I have to use those dimensions in Canva when I create the product. And then when I export the product, I need to remember to download it at either the 2 or 3x. So we alleviated a lot of that kind of back and forth as well. So you guys will see right here, you have this create new design button. If I click on that, what that's going to do is automatically do that calculation for me. You can see here it's designing at 3150 by 4150. So it did that calculation. Let's see, I guess that would be a 3x download. Doesn't really matter. It opens up the template for me in Canva where I can go in and do all of my designing. And then when I export that with AnywherePOD, whether I do it as a PNG or whether I do it as the layers, we're going to automatically pull it in at the right size for you. So you don't need to worry about having that exactly right. So that's just another one of those little steps that, like I said, always annoys me. We get on here on these Thursday live streams for me to walk through a demo, and I have to go look up the size and remember and type it back in Canva. You don't have to worry about any of that anymore. All that's handled now by AnywherePOD. So let's jump back over here into AnywherePOD and let's import that design from Canva. So again, we're just going to click on add from Canva. I got the blanket right here at the top. All I need to do is click on import layers. Now this is going to go through. It takes a second or two longer because it's actually going through and downloading all 9 of those images. It's also cropping all 9 of those images and getting those lined out for us as well, so that on our design, everything's going to be automatically set up for us. So you can see here, as soon as it loads, we've got our background color set. We've got our little artwork set here with the hearts meeting in the middle. We've got our text option set here. So we want to make sure to mark our text as personalized. So that's set. And then we've got all of our images here. So if I come in and look at these images, you can see they're already marked as personalized. They already have image cropper enabled, and they're already set to crop to custom shape. Now, it didn't pull in it pulls everything in and crops it. It's going to crop the center of your image. So, like if you look at this one here in the middle, you can see their heads are just cut off a little bit. So, if for my mockup, I want to move that down a little bit so it lines up a little bit better, I just need to click on this open cropper tool here, and that's going to open up our image cropper where I can kind of make that adjustment and hit select, and it's going to be all set up for there for me already and all ready to go. So everything's set. So again, images are all marked as personalized. I marked my text as personalized. We want to make sure we select our color in this case, since Custom Cat offers that color background. We wouldn't need that in this case. We hit create product, and it's done, and it's there, and it's ready to go. So is that cool or is that cool? Let me show you one more example with images before I move on here. So if I come into Shine On, let's go to an acrylic plaque here and start designing. And let's go add from Canva. And here is a common design that has mom. Usually you see a lot more to the design. You know, there's maybe some more elements above it or below it or whatever the case may be. I just really wanted to show you how the crop to custom shape works. So these are set up. I should pull this up in Canva first so I can show you guys what it looks like there. So let's go over here. We're looking at this one here. So you'll see these are set up as using the frame inside of Canva. So in Canva, they've got the M, the heart, and the M set up as their own frames, right? So if in AnywherePOD, I select import layers on that, it's going to do the exact same thing. So it's going to pull in those layers for us, and it's going to have them cropped again to the correct shape already. So this is utilizing the frames that were already available in Canva. It's all set up there for me, ready to go. I've got it all marked as personalized. Like everything's just like done for me. It's like a one-click magic import, and everything's just there and automatically set up for you. So what do you guys think? Comments, questions? I want to hear all of it down in the comments below. Let's see here. I know I missed a few. Wow, that's awesome. Very cool. I agree. So it automatically launched Canva with correct dimensions. Yes, that is exactly what it did on that blanket. Launched it with the right dimensions. That works for any of the products, by the way. I showed it on the blanket because I think it's most useful on blankets because of the large format. You got to do all that division nonsense that you normally have to do. But even here on, you can see this acrylic. I can just click on create new design, and it's going to open up a design for me to create in Canva. Double awesome, amazing feature, game changer, very cool. What about some suppliers that require different file types? For instance, I believe Shine On requires some blankets to be JPEG files. Yes. So probably need to change the label on that button. The conversion between PNG and JPEG kind of automatically happens for you on the AnywherePOD side. So you'll notice right now on any of those products, if you upload a PNG, when you save it, what we save and what actually gets submitted to, in this case, Shine On or Decoplace, another one that they have some files that are JPEG, we automatically do that conversion and make sure that it's in the correct format that the supplier needs. So you don't really need to worry about formats at all. Does your original 60 by 80 size, so they're asking if the original 60 by 80 size adjusts to 50 by 60 or 30 by 40. So you can adjust it to those, but it's not necessarily 100% automatic, right? So with Custom Cat, those are listed as separate products. So you would need to use our add variants functionality to add those. If you're using somebody like Printify that has those listed as separate separate sizes on the same product that have a different file size, you still need to do that artwork variation adjustment. but it is much easier to do. So for example, let me come back over here to custom cat and let's do the one that is a different aspect ratio, which is going to be that middle size here. So we just did this blanket on a 60 by 80. If now we wanted to add a 50 by 60, actually here, let me show you the correct way to do it here. We would come into the blanket, go to add variants, and then here, if I select 50 by 60, and let's add from Canva, and we'll import that one again. So this is going to do that same import, but it's importing it to the 50 by 60 sized blanket. So you can load it here. You can see there's a few adjustments we need to do still kind of down here at the bottom because our size and aspect ratio is different. So still going to import all those layers, but there still may be a few adjustments that you need to do as you start doing different sizes. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, says this is the equivalent of AI introduction to the world, but in the world of POD efficiency. Well done, Chris. Brilliant. Awesome. And honestly, this is, I know this seems like this is a lot, right? So this is going to speed things up a lot. We have future plans to expand on this to speed things up even more with some additional bulk functionality and different things like that, that like I think is just going to take this even more to the next level. So we're constantly kind of looking at the next level. Aha! I knew someone was going to ask this. I have the demo ready for you. We will go over that next. She's asking, what about chibi clip art? So like the little figurines. I have some cool stuff to show you on that too. That's coming. What about a product that has a variant like 15 ounce, 11 ounce mugs? We just import each item's artwork separately from Canva. That way the sizing is specific to each product. Yeah, so you kind of do the exact same thing that I just did on the blanket where you just import it for the additional size. If you already have it designed in Canva at each size, you can pull in each one individually. I don't think I showed when you are doing an import here. Let me just go back to ornaments and yeah, we'll do this guy. So when you go to add here, if you have if your design in Canva has multiple pages, you actually have the option of what page you want to select here. So this particular one, I have a couple different variations added to the same design in Canva. So you can just come in and select what page you want to import. So it won't do them all at once yet, but you can select what pages you want to be able to import there. Mind blowing. This is really cool. Awesome. Any change to how we upload clip art? Not so much to how you upload clip art, but a big change in how you can set up clip art. How will this work with bulk upload? It's coming. So currently the bulk upload process is still going to function the same way, where you can import from Canva as a PNG and then be able to bulk upload PNGs. But again, we have some ideas coming for not only bulk uploading and bulk creating products, but also bulk creating variation options. Don't want to get too far over my skis on that, but some very cool stuff there. Okay, more questions on clip art. We'll get to that. Life just got exceptionally easier twice because of you today. Hey, cool. Love to hear that. What if we have a different design on each page? So I just went over that a minute ago. Doesn't work with mockups yet, but we do have plans for using this to help improve the mockup functionality, not only with creating mockup templates in AnywherePOD, but also with if you still are creating mockups in Canva for whatever reason, you don't need to be. You might as well use our mockup templates. It's 10 times easier. But if for some reason you are, some people don't like to change, we're going to make that process easier too. Um, let's see. If you have a non-personalized item being sold, can you edit it in Anywhere POD and personalize using the new tool? Yeah, so I mean that's not really anything with the new tool, but yeah, you can easily do personalized and non-personalized listings with Anywhere POD. Um, we're really set up for both, and especially with now kind of getting into more and more automation features, which is kind of where we're headed with a lot of stuff. It's just going to be even easier to create non-personalized products. Seven-figure club, here we come. That's right. Woot woot. I'm assuming that you have to create the design in Canva first before you open in Anywhere POD. Yes, so you would need to have to be able to import the design. You do have to create it in Canva first. You can use that kind of link that we have to automatically open up and create your kind of initial blank template in Canva, and then you can kind of design from there. Magnificent, but I have to ask about the live preview. Yeah, so I mean, live previews, this doesn't really affect live previews because this is more affecting on the design process. Okay, so let's take a look at some chibi art now. So I have an example kind of queued up here. Let me see where I want to go here. Let's just do another ornament, I think. So I have just a simple design to kind of show you guys so you have an idea of what it looks like. Uh, Let me make sure this is still sharing here. StreamYard saying it's having an issue. Okay, looks like it's still showing. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So here is a design. Again, just a simple example that I have in Canva. So this is kind of the chibi art with the figurines, and I got my little figurine kind of already set up here for me with everything on it. Of course, again, I would have more design elements kind of around this guy to make up the complete design. I just kind of want to focus on this. So this one has three elements. It's got the t-shirt, the hair, and then the body. So essentially the customer has the choices to select between each one. So what you want to do is when you create this design in Canva, you're going to use the same clipart files that you upload to AnywherePOD, right? So you're still going to create your clipart kind of pack or library in AnywherePOD. But then instead of having to kind of do all that design separately in AnywherePOD, you now do it in Canva, pull it all in, and then we just swap our images over to use clipart. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we're here again in AnywherePOD. Let's go to Start Designing, and we'll go Add from Canva. And here's my little figurine. I didn't have it titled here, but it's this guy right here. So we're going to say Import Layers. And again, this is going to pull it all in. And you see he's pulled all in. He is already, everything's kind of set up and lined up for us. Now, the difference is that these are in here just as standard like images as like a file upload image. So essentially they were added using this add image button here instead of this last clipart button here. So there's not like the clipart drop down here. So all we need to do now though is convert this image. We can convert it to be clipart now. So all of our positioning and alignment is already set up. We just need to convert it to use the correct clipart library. So to do that, we have this new button here that says convert layer to clipart. If I click on that, I get my clipart library here, and I can just select my boy hair color here. And you can see now it's converted this layer to actually be the clipart option that I have available and already loaded into my account. So I just need to do the same thing on these other ones. This is going to be our shirt. So we'll select our shirt. And then our last one here, we can convert that one to the skin tone here. And there we go. That listing now is all set up. So we didn't have to redesign, reposition any of that in Anywhere POD. All we had to do is take those image layers that were automatically imported from Canva and just swap those out to use the clip art now instead of having to kind of design all that from scratch in Anywhere POD. Pretty cool, huh? I think that is another one of those big time savers. If you've ever looked into doing, you still have to do all this stuff before, like load in that clip art library and that sort of stuff. But as far as creating designs, this is going to in particularly be really handy if you are using or ever use or decide to use a VA to do any of your design work, because now they don't need to learn another system to really be able to help you, right? So you can have them design in Canva like they are already and are already used to. They can give you the design as a Canva template. You pull it in to Canva, import it directly to Anywhere POD, and you're off to the races. You're not having to go through and recreate all of that again in Anywhere POD. It's just already there for you. Uh, cool. Stephanie says, I remember when we had to use Artwork Swapper and PSD files just 3 years ago. Things are coming along quickly, and we still got more planned for this. It's only February, guys. We still got a lot more planned for 2025. So hang on. Looks like somebody here. I tried to warn you guys. I don't know if you saw the post in Facebook, right? It was as we started. I probably should have posted in here. I tried to warn you guys to bring duct tape so you could wrap your heads and make sure that they don't explode too much. I'm sorry if you missed that warning, but hopefully it was able to stay mostly intact. Came in late. Definitely have to watch this from beginning. Setting this part up made me want to cry. I agree. There's if you missed the beginning, go back and watch. It is worth the time to go back and watch it. I think you're going to be um, blown away at how much time you're able to save. No matter what product you're creating now, you are going to save time using Anywhere POD. That's going to allow you more time to do the things, whether it's running Facebook ads or creating more listings. We want to give you as much time as possible to do the activities that you need to do to get future orders and spend as little time as possible on servicing past orders and creating new listings. If you can create the same high quality listings in a tenth of the time, it's just that much more that you're either able to create or that much more that you're able to focus on the other aspects of your business that you need to focus on to be able to drive sales. So for designs we already have live, can we just reload from Canva? You can, but I mean, honestly, if you already have them live through Anywhere POD, there's not really a benefit to going through and recreating those. It's not necessarily going to save a whole lot. So I wouldn't focus so much on listings that you already have live, unless it's something that you need to convert to be personalized or something like that. But if it's already set up and working, there's not necessarily a reason to have to change it. The old way, quote unquote, kind of still works. So if you ever need to upload a PNG file, still, it's funny that uploading a PNG file now is the old slow way, right? But you can still do that, or you can import a PNG file if for whatever reason you need to. You can kind of do the same process as before, where you remove the personalization, import that as a PNG file using the integration and add the fields back in. We didn't take away any functionality at all. So like whatever happens, if you ever need to do something, you still have all of the functionality that you had before, plus now a lot more. Okay, what a time saver. This is great. Awesome. Where do these chibi artworks come from? So the best thing to do, there's a lot of different artwork packs that you can purchase pretty cheaply from Etsy. Honestly, is a good place to get these types of digital downloads. That's where I found most of the ones that I have used. There are also some options on Creative Fabrica, depending on the design and what it is you're looking to do. In particular, there's quite a few good options for There's some birth flower options and monograms and stuff like that on Creative Fabrica. There's a few of these chibi arts in particular. Most of where people tend to find chibi art like this is from um, Etsy. So what about existing designs in Anywhere POD? So again, you really shouldn't need to mess with your existing designs at all if it's coming in and they're working and there's nothing specific there. There's not necessarily a reason to need to change that. Will there be a video on this, please? Yes. So this current live stream, of course, is being recorded. You'll be able to see this as a replay immediately once we're done here. It's going to be available on our YouTube channel, so you can definitely go back and watch this replay anytime. We'll also, over the next day or so, we'll be releasing another kind of short form demo video of this, walking through it step by step. So we'll have that available. It's probably going to be one of our longer training videos, but I still try to keep those in kind of that 10-minute range. So they're kind of, can be kind of jam packed with a lot of information, but we will have kind of that shorter form training video available for this soon as well. Auto variations, I'm guessing you mean being able to use this to add additional variations in bulk. Is that kind of what you mean? And the answer to that is not yet. But that is kind of the grand picture of some of the stuff that we're wanting to do with this new feature. That's definitely part of that. Very cool. Mike says, are you the developer of this app or partners? Yeah, so we kind of have a team of people working on various aspects. My kind of trained background is in development, so that's where I'm specifically trained in, and then I got into kind of the POD world and been going down that journey since about 2016. So yeah, cool stuff. Any other questions at all? I think that is all of the demos that I wanted to show you guys. Let me make sure I didn't have another design queued up here that I wanted to talk through, but I think that covered everything. Yes, it did. So we will have this feature available probably within 10 minutes after we get off this call. So that'll be available to you guys. If you run into anything or have any questions at all, we've hammered it pretty good, but when you push things out in the wild, sometimes there's still little things here or there. Feel free to reach out to our customer support if you find anything, and we can either help you figure out a workaround in the meantime, and then we can work on getting that resolved on our end if we need to. But happy to answer any more questions. I know we're still under an hour, so if anybody has any questions at all, whether it's to do with this new feature or anything else to do with Etsy, Shopify, Anywhere POD, happy to stick around and answer any of those questions that you guys might have. I don't know if you do this already, but can you timestamp the training videos so we can find a particular product / method? So most of our live streams aren't stamped, but we do. Admittedly, we are a few videos behind on some of our, in particular, newer functionality. But we do try to have kind of a short form video training to go with every feature as well. So that if you're wanting to see something about how to use clipart, you can watch that in a shorter, 5 to 10, 15-minute video than having to try to find it in the middle of a live stream somewhere. So we do try to kind of have those shorter form training videos for that as well. Are auto variant selection images working? Yes. So I think you're talking about the mock-up image getting assigned to variants in Shopify. And yes, it should be working. I know you had sent me one product that you were having an issue with. We still need to run some tests on that product to see for sure. This week, we've been kind of heads down, making sure we had everything buttoned up for the launch today. But we will definitely be taking a look at that for you. Can you quickly run over how to import from Shopify, please? I still only see the Printify import function. So there's not really import from Shopify. We wouldn't be able to get your artwork and everything from Shopify. So I'm not sure if it's something else that you're referring to or what. So we just need to wait about 10 minutes to connect the Canva button. Yes. So let me go to a store here that I don't have it connected on. And that one won't work. I need a supplier. Here we go. Okay. So what you will see, no, what you will see when you guys go to log in once we have this released. When you come into design on a product and you go to start designing, you're going to see this import from Canva option here, and it's going to say connect to Canva. All you need to do is click on that button, and it's just going to take you to Canva and ask you to approve the connection, and that's it. You're going to be all set up and ready to go. There's not anything you have to copy and paste back and forth or anything weird like that. So that option, as I said, will be available to you very, very shortly after this call. Do you have a specific tutorial already for how to create blanket mockups in AnywherePOD? Been a bit stuck knowing how mockup templates work. So blankets are a little bit more unique because you have to have what I would call a mask that would go over the top of the blanket. Depending on how you're creating your mockups already, kind of depends on the steps you need to do to recreate that mockup. So if you have an example of what you're doing already and can send that over to support, we can take a look and see if what you have is easy enough to be able to convert over to a mockup template or not. And we can kind of help you with that a little bit. If it's made for Photoshop, it may or may not be able to be converted. If it's made for Canva, most of the time we're able to take those and create those in AnywherePOD using our mockup templates. Awesome, Chris. Awesome class. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Rethinking all my existing products for today now. Very cool. We will get this launched and out there for everybody. Last call for questions. Anybody have any other questions? Again, thanks for joining us today. We had a great turnout. Super excited to get this feature out to everybody. It's something, if you guys have joined the last couple live streams, you've heard me kind of mention that, we've got something planned that we think is going to be really, really beneficial. This is what it's been. We've been working on this for a while and getting everything kind of ironed out and finalized. So we are super, super excited to bring this to you guys. I'm glad to hear everybody here is excited for it as well. So very excited to get this out. Thank you again for joining us today. See if we have any last minute questions. Yes, good point, Ryan. I'm glad you mentioned that. So if you haven't, check over Ryan's channel, Ryan Hogue Passive Income on YouTube. We have he did an interview with me that I really appreciated him taking the time to do. That is going to be available over on his channel. Looks like he is dropping that any minute now. So make sure to check that out. We've got one dropping with Jacob Knowles too. If any of you guys follow him, make sure to check that out as well. But certainly appreciate your time, Ryan, on having us on there. All righty, perfect. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us today. We're super excited. Get out there and crush it. We've got we're right around the corner from Mother's Day and Father's Day. You'll hear some stuff coming out on us for those two holidays that are right around the corner. Especially if you're selling on Etsy, now is the time to start getting ready for both of those holidays. They're going to be massive. We have a couple things to bring to you guys on some products that's going to be kind of a mini Christmas in kind of that May, June timeframe. That's going to be very, very cool. So excited to bring that to you. Excited that we got this launched today. Hope you guys all love it. We're going to go get that live and out there for you guys. If you guys have any questions at all today or throughout the week, always feel free to reach out to us. We've got a little contact us down here at the bottom right of your account. always free to head up our support. We're happy to help anytime. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Thanks.